What is it up, lovely people? You're watching TechX. This is your host and host Himanshu, and I'm here back with a new video, and that is specifically over cyber war. The word cyber war seems to be really an imaginative science fiction story where tons and tons of hackers are hacking some system, database, everywhere coding is going on. But it's really dangerous if it is applied or if it is done in real terms of life. So stay tuned to the last. I'll be sharing something really cool, so watch to the end. And if you're new on my channel, then do hit the subscribe button and let's make it to 100 together. So without wasting any of your time, let's get started. Cyber war refers to the use of digital attacks like computer viruses and hackings by one country to disrupt the vital system of another's, with the aim of creating damage, death, and destruction. Future wars will see hackers using computer code to attack an enemy's infrastructure, fight along troops using conventional weapons like guns and missiles. That time is now really gone, and the new era is of technology, where you need to be quick, otherwise the next guy behind you will take over the whole business. Shadowy world that is filled with spies, hackers, and top secret digital weapon projects. Cyber warfare is an increasingly common and dangerous feature of international conflicts. But right now, the combination of an ongoing cyber warfare arms race and a lack of clear rules governing online conflicts means there is a real rise that incidents could rapidly escalate out of control. Now, what does that mean? Like, if a cyber war suddenly rises up by a country, it is gonna affect the whole world, and that is more fatal than World War II. There was just a drop of nuclear bomb, and the Hiroshima Nagasaki is still facing it. Just feel that a cyber war can take up the entire data of the world, which can be so dangerous that the impact of it will be till many generations. How does a cyber war look like? Just like normal warfare, which can range from limited skirmishes to full on battles, but the impact of cyber war will vary by target and severity. In many cases, the computer systems are not the final target. They are being targeted because of their role in managing real world infrastructure like airports or power grids. Knock out the computers and you can shut down the entire airport or the power station. As a result, there are plenty of grim cyber warfare scenarios available. Perhaps attackers start with the banks. One day your bank balance drops to zero and suddenly leaps up, showing you have got millions in your account. Then stock prices starts going crazy as hackers alter data flowing into the stock exchange. And the next day, the trains aren't running because the signaling stops working, and you can't drive because the traffic lights are stuck on red, and the shops in big cities start running out of food. Pretty soon, a country could be reduced to gridlock and chaos even without the doomsday scenario of hackers disabling power stations or opening dams. One worst case cyber attack scenario on the US sees attackers combining outright destructive attack focused on critical US infrastructure with data manipulation on a massive scale. Still, there are thankfully vanishingly few examples of real world cyber warfare. At least for now, nearly every system we used in and underpinned in some way by computer, which means pretty much every aspect of our life could be vulnerable to cyber warfare at some point. There are governments investing in cyber warfare right now. Governments are increasingly aware that the modern societies are so reliant on computer systems to run everything from financial services to transport system, that using hackers armed with viruses or other tools to shut down those systems could be just effective and damaging as traditional military campaign using troomed arms with guns and missiles. But here the case is these impacts will be a lot more greater. In the war field, the only person who gets the most impact is the military, but when these things happen, the whole country has to suffer. Unlike traditional military attacks, a cyber war attack can be launched instantaneously from any distances with little obvious evidences of any build-up. Unlike a traditional military operation, such as attacks would be extremely hard to be traced back, with an uncertainty its perpetrators making retaliation harder. As a result, governments and intelligence agencies worries that the digital attacks against vital infrastructures like banking systems or power grids will give attackers a way of bypassing a country's traditional defense and are facing to improve the computer's security. However, there are also see the opportunity that cyber warfare capability brings offer a new way to exert influence on rival states without having to put soldiers at risk. The fear of being vulnerable to cyber weapons of their rivals, plus a desire to harness these tools to bolster their own standing in the world, is leading many countries into a cyber arms race. And who is at the top? Of course, China. China has the most hackers in the world, and the highest cyber attacks are done from this country. In recent, we have already got our ISRO was hacked due to cyber attacks done by China, and this is not ended here. They keep on attacking tons and tons of websites. Now, what is the compatible psychology behind China's cyber warfare? Let me explain it to you. What does China do? A particular website has a limited capacity to have traffic on it. Traffic is the word specifically defined here, the number of people visiting the website at a particular time. For example, my YouTube channel has 100 people. For example, there are 100 people who can right now watch my video at a time. What does China do? It does a massive scale implementation on a particular website. It sends 1 to 3 lakhs of fake visitors on your websites, which causes it to block and completely disrupt, due to which what happens, the entire infrastructure crashes. This is the same thing what China does in case of bypassing an international security defense infrastructure. If a cyber attack happens on a country, the country is helpless if it doesn't have a strong computer system database or a strong infrastructure, because according to international laws you can strike by military attacks, but that is not the case here. An attack can be done from anywhere and you cannot even find it out. Now, what is Talon manual? One reason that the legal status of cyber warfare has been blurred is that there is no international law that refers to cyber warfare, because it is such a new concept. But that doesn't mean that cyber warfare isn't covered by law. It's just that relevant law is piecemeal, scattered, and often open to interpretation. The lack of legal framework has resulted in a grey area that some states are very willing to exploit, using the opportunity to test out cyber warfare techniques in the knowledge. Then other states are uncertain about how they could react to under international laws. Most recently, that grey area has begun to shrink. A group of law scholars have spent years to work to explain how international laws can be applied to digital warfare. The work has formed the basis on Talon Manual, a textbook prepared by the group and backed by the NATO affiliated Cooperative Cyber Defense Center of Excellence, that is CCDCOE, based in Estonian capital of Tallinn, from which manual takes its name. The first version of the manual looked at the rare but more serious cyber attacks, the ones on the level used. The second edition released tried build a legal framework around cyber attacks that do not threshold the use of force. So you must have understood that this world is going to be a lot more cyber than being military. Now, citizens of the country are also responsible, because if they don't be very good in being private on internet. By the way, if you didn't check my privacy of internet video, then you can check it out somewhere here. And there are tons and tons of facts where citizens can be responsible for this cyber warfare. So we have a responsibility at our head to protect our nation. So that is it for today, guys. If you like the video, hit the like button, press on the subscribe button, And we are about to hit 100 subscribers, so you make sure you go and hit that subscribe button, and let's get to 100 before the next video. Till then, goodbye.